Hey there, welcome back to Pass the Potatoes. I'm the Virginia Creeper. Today we're going to be doing chicken on the Pit Boss smoker. We're going to smoke this chicken for 3 to 4 hours at 250, but we're going to be doing something different. I have 2 chickens that I've halved, so we have 4 halves, and we're going to try a different rub on each one, and we're going to see which one we really like. So come along and let's check it out. All right, so I've had the chicken brining overnight. Probably about 9 hours now it's been in here. And the brine, and I've turned these over once during that period. So about 5 hours in, I flipped them. Just because I couldn't get them completely submerged. So, the brine mixture. I have 2 quarts apple juice, 2 quarts water, 1 cup of salt, and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I have 4 coarse cut pieces of celery and 4 coarse cut pieces of carrot, along with a 1/4 cup of poultry seasoning. That's all what they've been sitting in overnight, so they should be pretty tasty. I'm going to get this liquid drained off, and then we're going to go ahead and get some rub on them. Okay, so I've drained off all the brine, and we're going to make sure that these are very dry before we even put the rub on them. One thing when you're going to brine chicken for the smoker, anything, you want to make sure it is completely dry before you put it on the smoker. So we're just going to put them out here and dab them with a bunch of paper towels to really get them dried off as much as possible here. Man, they smell good already. That poultry season makes them smell like Thanksgiving dinner. We got us a windy day here, so I got my wireless mic on. Hopefully the audio is going to turn out pretty good, but man, I think these are going to be delicious. I think chicken's really overlooked when it comes to smoking. Everybody wants to do a brisket, everybody wants to do a pork butt, everybody wants to do a big old salmon fillet. Chicken is really overlooked. All right, we got one more. I'm gonna work with these 3, and then we'll do the 4th one. Let's give them one more dab here just to make sure they are dry. Okay, I have a wire rack inside of an aluminum pan. This is actually what I'm going to smoke the chickens in. It's going to allow the smoke to get under them with the wire rack, but this pan is going to catch all the drippings. Just makes it so much easier when you're going to clean up your grill later on. Nothing flames up worse than chicken fat. It can be a real nightmare 3 cooks down the road if you don't clean it. So this is just going to make life a lot easier. So get your pan, get your wire rack in it. As I season these, I'm going to place them right on this rack, and we're going to see if we can get 4 in here. We're going to learn together today. So, first seasoning. This is a company out of Texas. Hopefully you can read that. It's Latana of Texas. And I love this rub. I put it on everything. Heck, I put this on my eggs in the morning. Buddy of mine lives down in Texas, turned me on to this. He sends me a bottle of it every now and again. I've never seen it sold elsewhere. I believe they do have a website where you can buy it and get it shipped to you. But again, I love this plain Jane looking rub. This stuff's good. So we're going to do the first half of chicken with this one. When you're doing your chickens, you want to make sure you get it all up under the armpit real good and just get everything. Every time I smell chicken, makes me think that I'm going crabbing and baiting up my trout line. Any of you guys ever trout line for crabs? Seems like it's definitely a Maryland thing. You don't see it anywhere in the South. All right, so we're gonna have to keep a record of what we got here. So Lantana is going right there. He's gonna be up in the front. Our next chicken rub we're gonna try, and I don't even know how you say that. Seggio, not sure. But I have used this in the past, and I really like it. Never smoked with it, but we're gonna try it out here. This one smells Greek. It smells like it's got some Greek flavors to it. And again, make sure you get all up under the armpits, under the back of the drumstick. And that looks pretty good. All right, that's the Seggio. It's definitely greener than the Lantana. We'll clean up our rub here. just so we don't get any cross flavors going. We don't want that. All right, we have our third chicken. Good old Montreal chicken. I'm not a big fan of this. I hardly ever use it, but we're gonna try it out. Maybe on the smoker it's better. It's a pretty coarse rub. Smells like it's got some citrus notes to it, maybe lemon. That bird looks pretty good right there. And then we got one more, but we gotta get that one dried off. Let's get the last one dried off here. The last one we're doing is Blue Hog Original. I really like this one on my pork, but the original is supposed to be for everything. So we're gonna go and layer on. Looks like it's got a lot of paprika in it. This, I think, is gonna give this one some really nice color. All right, so there we go. Okay, here we go. We have Lantana, Zego, Montreal. I'm gonna go get the smoker fired up. We're gonna let these sit and absorb some of this rub here for a little bit. It's a very windy day, so the wind's gonna help dry these off and tack them up a little bit. So let's get that smoker fired up. Okay, I've got my Pit Boss 1250 competition fired up. She's starting to make smoke. We're gonna get her up to 250, and then we're gonna get the chicken in there. But let me show you a little trick here, what we do. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a smoke tube to the smoker. And the reason we do that is because on a short cook, like with chicken, when you're only doing it for a few hours, smoke tube's a game changer. It's gonna add all the smoke flavor that you need that you typically will not get with just your pellet grill. If you're doing a long smoke, like on pork butt, brisket, even ribs, you really don't need this. You're gonna have plenty of smoke time with your pellets. You use the same pellets, put them in there, get them fired up, blow them out so they're not flaming, and this thing will smoke for about 3-4 hours. Pick yourself one up, make sure you get a stainless one. It'll last you forever. This smoke tube's great. You just add pellets to it. This is a game changer. You want to get yourself one of these if you're doing short cooks, because normally a short cook, you just won't get that kind of smoke flavor that you want out of a pellet grill if you're only doing it for a few hours. But this is a game changer. This will add plenty of smoke flavor. You just add your pellets, get them going, let them burn for a little bit. Once you get them blown out, they're going to smoke like crazy. And we're going to set this in the back here. And that's going to continue to make smoke all through the cook. Whereas the pellet grill just intermittently drops a few pellets every now and again, you get a little puff of smoke. But that is a game changer. We are up to about 185, so we have about 65 degrees to go to get up to temp. So when we're up to temp, we're going to put the chicken on. Okay, we got our temp up. Let's get these Yardbirds in here and get them smoking. We're at 250. We're going to see how long it takes. I'll be checking the temperature here in a couple hours to see if it's where we want, and I'll go over all that in a minute. All right, so while we got the Yardbirds going, I'm gonna slide in my competition baked beans. That will be another video to come, but man, these are smoking good. There we go. So we got the baked beans on with the chickens. We're gonna have some fun. All right, we'll check back here in a few hours, see where the temp is and see what else we gotta do. Okay, so they've been in here for about 2 hours. Gonna come out here, start spritzing them with some apple juice. My beans are looking good. Get that lid back down, get that heat in there. So at this point, 2 hours, we are gonna bump her up to 300 degrees. All right, so we're going up to 300 now for the next installment. Okay, we've been spritzing these with the apple juice about every 15 minutes. We're gonna check. We wanna get the breast up to about 160. We're at 158, so we're close. We wanna get the thigh around 170, or we're at 168, so perfect. We're gonna let these go for a few more minutes and then we're gonna take them off. Okay, we have the temp where we want it to be. It's gonna continue to rise for about 5 or 6 minutes after we take it out of here. So you always wanna go a few degrees under what you actually want your temp to be. We're around 161 right now, so it's gonna rise up over 165 is where we wanna be. We turn off the smoker. Never unplug your smoker while it's in its cool down mode. And all right, let's get these out of here. If you can see all that chicken fat that collected, that would be in your grill right now if you cooked them directly on the grate. So save yourself some headache, use an aluminum pan. Okay, look at that beautiful color on these 4.5 yard birds. And man, look at those beans. I can't wait to give them a stir up. They're gonna be delicious. All right, let these cool down. We're gonna let them rest. We're gonna let them come up to the temperature that we need them at, which should take about 5 minutes. And then I think I'm just gonna eat a wing off of each one. That'll keep everything fair, and we'll see which one actually tastes the best. Okay, so I tried a wing off of each. I didn't want you to see me chewing with my mouth full and all that and talking to myself. So the Greekish one, but it's got a good skin texture. Blue hog and Sedgy, you could eat the skin on them. The Montreal, the skin's rubbery, and the Lantana, the skin's not as crispy. I wouldn't eat it. But overall, flavor-wise, Lantana #1, Montreal 2, Blue Hog 3, and the Sedjo #4. The great thing about cooking up 4 yard birds is now I have chicken all week. The most mildest one was the Sedges. Plan on making some chicken salad, some chicken sandwiches. I'm good for the week on protein. Let's try these beans here. Whenever you smoke your beans, you can either stir through the cooking process or after. I like to do it after. It puts extra little bits in there. The actual smoked beans will be mixed in with the regular beans that really didn't get a lot of smoke on them. I think it's just better than having everything 100% smoked. Ooh, these look hot. That's a check it. All right, I'm gonna go fetch some coleslaw, plate me up some yard bird. Definitely gonna eat the Lantana one today. Beans, coleslaw, chicken. What else can I ask for? I'm good. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope you liked this video. Hope it helps you out. If you have any rubs that you would like me to try, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I would love to try some down the road. Thank you for joining me.